I'm DJ, the owner of Avita Jewelry. Today, a lot of you will be thinking about buying an engagement ring, and particularly a lab diamond, and will want to know the 4Cs and how that affects your diamond. You're probably struggling looking at the 4Cs online because a lot of the information refers to the 4Cs in the natural diamond context. We're going to do a video about that later on, but today's video is very specifically about lab diamonds and how the 4Cs relate to that. You'll see a chart like this at many jewelers, and it talks about the color, clarity, cut, and carat weight. Those are what the 4Cs refer to. There's other aspects that influence the diamond's quality, but we're just going to concentrate on these four objectives today. So the 4Cs is a system that was used for natural diamonds. So diamonds which were found in the ground and then cut and polished were graded on these four principles. Carat, which is the weight of a diamond, was quite clear. It was put on a scale. But color and clarity were very subjective. So for example, how white a diamond was and how many inclusions the diamond had mattered. Now, depending on where the inclusions and the number of inclusions was a subjective matter. As you go higher up the scale, the rule of thumb was that there was less available to buy, and therefore that's why it cost a lot. But with lab diamonds, you are getting more diamonds in the higher color grade. And now we'll walk through each objective color, which we'll start with, then we'll move accordingly down, and we'll talk about the different aspects of what you should look for. GIA created a system of grading color within a diamond. The less color a diamond had, the more valuable it was. And what do we mean by color? And it's a very specific color, it's yellow. So diamond will go from clear white, and it'll go all the way to Z, and that, as it gets further down the alphabet, the more yellow a diamond looks. Now, so on lab diamonds, it's a lot easier to get D color diamond because they grow it, and as you go further down the scale, they do become not as valuable. But the difference between a natural diamond, let's say H color, and a E color diamond would have been thousands, but on a lab diamond it's hundreds. So what we are suggesting and what you should do is aim for a minimum of F color. This will give you a natural white diamond. You'll struggle to see any color in there. It will be, in fact, colorless. So we're going to talk about clarity and how that affects a diamond. Clarity is like, how do I explain it? It's like things trapped, and we're talking about natural diamonds on this particular point. It's things that are trapped within the diamond when they grow. So the less, and those things are called inclusions. So the less inclusions a diamond has, the more valuable it is. Now you want, even like on natural diamonds, you want to avoid being in the very low end of clarity. In fact, the ones that have lots of inclusions are often used for tool making, but the gem quality ones will be of SI clarity and higher. But with lab diamond, we're going to concentrate on the VS clarity part. So the VS clarity, what that will ensure you have is that you can't see any inclusions with the human eye. So with lab diamonds, we are just concentrating on that part. We're just going from VS clarity and VVS clarity. And on some occasions, we're doing internally flawless. And the reason we do this is because lab diamonds have come down so much in price, we can offer that to you without breaking the bank. So we're saying on lab diamonds, go VS clarity and higher. That's your minimum. So what does VVS mean? What does VS mean? What does SI mean? Okay, so SI is short for slightly included. In reality, it'd still be difficult for you to see with a human eye. But on some occasions, the diamond doesn't look right and you can't see what it is, but it's just not right. and that's SI clarity. VS clarity is very slightly included. That grade should only be given to diamonds where you actually have to use a jeweler's loupe to see any inclusions. So VS, very slightly included, and very small inclusions. So VVS is very, very slightly included. You'll struggle to see any inclusions, even if you've got a jeweler's loupe. And then finally, you have internally flawless, where there are no inclusions. And you do have, as a term, you do have flawless, but really that means there's no inclusions or marks on the outside. But as soon as you say it, it will be marked and it loses its flawless status. So cut grade goes in 3 parts. So you have cut, polish, and symmetry. On the chart, you just see cut grade. You will see cut, polish, and symmetry as a graded option on a diamond certificate only on round diamonds. All other shaped diamonds, for example, oval, princess cut, radium cut, will only talk about symmetry and polish. Cut grade is the actual grade cut is only used on round diamonds. Now, what does this all measure? Now, each laboratory will have their standards, but it's talking about how well the diamond is finished. And this is one of the most important things that refers to how well a diamond sparkles. All of the above will not matter if you pick something which is just good, because ultimately you want a diamond to sparkle. So our tip is go excellent every time. That is a non-negotiable. So we want the cut to be excellent, the polish to be excellent, and the symmetry to be excellent. The best way I can describe a diamond is that it's faceted, and each facet is a mirror. So if you imagine you've got a mirror and you hit the light, it should bounce on all the different mirrors and then shine back out through the top. And that's the ultimate aim of a diamond. Right, carat is probably what most people will seem to understand. One important distinction: carat is a measurement of weight, not size. So we want well-cut diamonds, and ultimately, if you're picking a 2-carat lab-grown diamond, it should look like a 2-carat diamond. Often you see diamonds which are not cut as well, or like too deep, and they're looking more like a 1.8 carat. But you want to focus on the carat weight, but also to make sure the millimeter diameter is right for that standard. Carat sizes will, in terms of how they look in terms of size, in measurements, will vary depending on the different diamond shapes that we discuss. For example, on this occasion, we're just going to talk about round diamonds. Now, a 2-carat round diamond should measure 8 millimeters in diameter approximately. You might find a diamond which you think, wow, that's a really good price. But look at the measurements. It could be measuring 7.7 millimeters, for example. And the reason it's cheaper is because it looks smaller. So it is therefore a cheaper diamond. So if you've liked what you've heard today, like and subscribe. And putting this all together can be quite confusing. Honestly, you guys have never done it before. So it is quite confusing, and it's a lot to learn for a one-off event. If you want, use this link over here, and you can come to our showroom, book an appointment, and we'll talk you through it. Also, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments down below, and we'll answer them for you.